Hi, I'm Don Carson with Dublin Nissan. Buying a new Nissan is easy when you turn to Dublin Nissan.
We make it fast, friendly, and fun.
Our all-star team has an all-star lineup.
This Dublin Nissan Kicks S is only $17,726. Save over $5,000 off MSRP on this Dublin Nissan Rogue SV. The Dublin Nissan Versa SR is only $18,777.
Call, click, or come see us.
Dublin Nissan, the only dealer you'll ever need.
Every team has a leader, and Lawrence County's leader in hometown banking is Farmers State Bank, proudly supporting local high school football. Farmers State Bank salutes those who make our community great by working hard to make Friday night football happen. Go Irish, go Falcons, go Crusaders, go Raiders. And count on the team at Farmers State Bank, Lawrence County's leader in hometown banking. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
All right, welcome everyone out to West Lawrence High School. We're here with head football coach Kagan McLean. Coach McLean, I guess we should start the show off this week with the, death of one of your players, a tragedy, coach, that just washed across the community in sadness. What can you tell everyone about that?
It was just a tragic accident. I don't have a lot of details that I want to go into or anything like that, but he was just an outstanding young man, a very talented football player. He's a ninth grader that was getting into the varsity mix even on Friday nights as a ninth grader.
Wow.
I was going to be rotating in on the D-line a little bit. A kid that I met this summer is a kid that was coming up from the 8th grade in the weight room and, loved football, loved being at practice, loved the weight room, hard worker, very self-motivated, just a joy to be around, And I've told several people as I've had to talk about this week that, it's a tragedy when anyone, passes like that in an unfortunate accident. But when it's a kid with so much potential, a kid with so much character, just a really, really good kid, I think that just adds to it and makes it even tougher. And, Leonte was a great young man. We miss him terribly here on the west side. I hate for the future that he's not going to be able to realize. We've got to move forward. And unfortunately in life, death is a part of it. Sudden death is a part of it, and we've got to find ways to pick ourselves up and move forward and honor him as best we can as we try to get these kids through this season.
Coach, if you don't mind, what was practice like that first day back, and what did you try to feed into the kids from that point?
Yeah, well, Monday morning we met with the guys first thing in the morning, and we had all the staff there. We had some grief counselors and some people there that they could talk to, FCA guys and chaplains and everything. And as a staff, we just talked to our kids and let them know what had happened. Let them know our feelings on the issue. Let them know that however they felt was understandable, whether they were sad or angry or didn't have feelings at all or numb or whatever.
Yeah.
We gave them an opportunity to talk and share their thoughts and their feelings. And we just kind of worked through it together, and then we didn't practice on Monday. We let them go home so they'd have the day to process through a lot of this stuff, and to go through some things because it was a shock to a lot of them. A lot of them were visibly upset and hurt, as is understandable.
Sure.
And we gave them Monday off, and then Monday around lunch we picked up a game for this Friday. We'd lost a couple games due to quarantine, with other schools having a quarantine, and then we had an open week, so we didn't want to go 3 straight weeks without playing before region. So we did pick up a game, and we know it's short notice, and we know we got a lot going on, but I think the best thing for our kids is to get back out there and get after it and to play and to have an outlet for some of this stuff. But it was a little somber the first day. They came back yesterday. We had a good practice yesterday. They were energetic. They had pretty much resigned themselves that, hey, we're going to dedicate this season to Leonte. We're going to play every play at practice, every play on Friday night in his honor and in his memory. And we had a good practice yesterday because of that.
Yeah. Well, Coach, you have a team chaplain, right?
Yeah, we've got a couple guys on staff. You know, AJ Wright, who's not on staff, he's a resource officer here in the system. He works out at Connection Church, and he is our official chaplain. He comes and speaks to the guys and is at practice a good bit. We also have Dwayne Gibson, who helps with our offensive line. He's a pastor. Yeah. And then you have Carlos Jones, who's also a pastor, who coaches our defensive back. So we have some guys who can really meet the spiritual needs of these players and who are there for them. And you know, we when we talk to them, we just told them the truth about life and about you know death being a part of life, and that life doesn't end at death. You know. And you know, I know that's not always the politically correct thing to say. There's people out there going to disagree, but I could care less about being politically correct as far as that goes. I'm going to tell kids the truth. I'm going to tell them what I believe and what I know to be true. And if there ever comes a point where I have to choose between telling kids the truth or coaching football, I won't coach football anymore. That's not a hard decision for me.
Yeah.
But we have a really good staff that was there for our guys and that really was able to help them get through some of this as much as you can. You know, it's going to take time. You know?
Yeah. So, Coach, again, you know, you're looking at senior night coming up. You got a lot going on. You know, with everything that's been going on, you still got a lot going on with the tragedy that's happened.
Right.
And then, you know, you try to move everything forward. Before we talk about senior night, though, Coach, let's talk about how it all went down with Dodge.
Right. And I don't know a ton of the details. I know that about lunchtime last Friday, we got the call that Dodge was going to have to go into quarantine and they weren't going to be able to play. From what I understand, Dublin also had to do the same thing, and Dodge had played Dublin the week before.
Right.
So I think something happened with someone being positive during that game that caused a lot of kids to have to be quarantined. Mm-hmm. You know, and both teams had to shut down. And so we found that out at lunch. So we had to bring our kids and let them know, hey, game is canceled. So, you know, which is obviously not a good situation, but at least we spent the week practicing and preparing for somebody. So it wasn't like a typical off. We got some work in, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of sudden. We were going to try and reschedule it, but it just didn't work out with their schedule and our schedule. So we weren't able to get that game rescheduled. So for a while there, we thought we were going to be 3 straight Fridays without playing. And then Toombs County had a team also go in quarantine on them, and they were open this Friday. So on short notice, we got together and said, hey, let's just play. Let's get our kids out there and let them play.
Yeah.
And then we'll be open next week, which was our scheduled open week, and then we'll start region play.
Okay. So. Yeah. Hey, we'll take a short break, everyone. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Anna Grace Myers from Myers Equipment and Supply, inviting you to come in today and see our full line of Gravely zero-turn mowers. For more than 100 years, Gravely mowers have been fueled by a constant drive to improve. Built to mow the distance. Find your new Gravely mower at Myers Equipment and Supply, 301 North Jefferson in Dublin.
When you want convenience, you want Neighbors Express, where you'll always find friendly, courteous service every time you visit us. Fill up with pay at the pump. Take advantage of our bigger and better selection of beverages and tobacco products. Enjoy our popular crushed ice with your favorite fountain drink. And you can always enjoy a fresh hot breakfast, lunch, or dinner. So stop by and see us today, where it's always convenient and friendly. Neighbors Express, locations at I-16 at 441 and in Cedar Grove, where we provide farm fuel for all our customers. When you want convenience, you want Neighbors Express. Football season is here, and Randolph's Jewelry Repair Plus would like to wish all of our area teams the best of luck. Go Irish, go Falcons, go Crusaders, go Raiders. Best of luck this season from Randolph's Jewelry Repair Plus, where you'll find old diamond jewelry marked half off right now. And you can also save on 10 and 14 karat gold bracelets, chains, and rings. Randolph's will size and repair any jewelry and offers confidential loans on gold and silver. Randolph's Jewelry Repair Plus, wishing all our area teams the best of luck this football season. See Randolph's today at 304 Pine Forest Street in Dublin, or call 275-0427.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
Yeah, Coach, we were talking before the break about Dodge, and they call you at 12. I mean, everybody's up. You just amped up, everybody's ready, and then boom, it's that roller coaster that's going to be 2020, I guess, going to continue. But you got to be strong in the face of adversity. You preach that to these young men. You instill it in them from the weight room, from the time they walk in and say, I want to play football at West Lawrence.
Yeah, I mean, we try to, because, life is about adversity. We live in a fallen world where bad things happen to everybody, even to good people or people that are trying to do things the right way. So I think one of the best things we can teach kids is not, hey, how to play a 3 technique or how to tackle, but how to deal with life when life throws you curveballs or when life hits you. If you live long enough, and we both lived a while, so we understand this, that there's times when life's going to punch you right in the face, and there's no shame in that. There's no shame in being knocked down. The shame is when you stay down. You got to learn to pick yourself back up, and you got to learn to keep moving forward in this life. And it's going to be tough, and no, it's not going to be easy. But the people in life that really fail are not the ones that suffer hardship or adversity or bad circumstances. It's the ones that let those circumstances define who they are and that stop moving forward when going through those circumstances. So if we can teach our kids to be resilient, and to learn to deal with those things, I think it's going to help them when they get out in the real world. Because let's face it, 99.9% of our kids will never play football past high school. Or some that do go to college and play a little bit of college are not going to make a living playing football. But hopefully some of the things that we can kind of teach them and instill in them through football will help them when they're out there in the real world.
Yeah. Coach, you had Bradley Wilson that was nursing a shoulder, so it gave you another week.
Right, yeah, and that's a good thing. Anytime you get some time off, you do get a chance to get healthy. That's one of the reasons we're going to keep our open week next week, and that means we'll only play 9 games this year. But we really need to keep that open week before we get into region play so that we can be healthy. Bradley gave him an extra week. He's looked good at practice. He's felt fine. It's not 100%, but it's close, and we've got a couple other guys that have been a little banged up with ankles and this and that, things you get during football season. But having that week has helped us, I think, to, Friday night's a war. You go out on Friday night, you get in a battle, it takes some time to recover. So not having that game last Friday probably helped us as far as getting ready.
Yeah. All right, Coach, Toombs is a formidable opponent this year. Where'd it come from, in my opinion? Because Toombs kind of been flat for a while, but.
Well, they've been pretty good. They had a pretty good season last year. They got a really good coaching staff down there. Coach Marsh does a great job with those guys.
All right.
And he's big in the weight room, and he's just a great character guy. He's going to do, instill character in those kids. And they play really hard, and they've got some talent. They got some really good players. I think they're ranked, if I'm not mistaken. I think everybody we played this year has been ranked in their classification so far. But yeah, they're a really good football team. They're undefeated. They beat Dodge to open the year.
Right.
They beat Tattnall County last week, so they're rolling a little bit. And we didn't pick up the game because we thought, hey, here's an easy team we can go and we can beat. There's no teams like that on our schedule. So we have to deal with that. But we picked them up so we could go out there and hopefully play a quality opponent, get some good film, and get some good experience because we are so inexperienced and young.
Wow.
Especially we got a couple sophomores starting on the offensive line, and we're young. So we need that experience. Whether we win or lose, it's going to be a quality game for us as we get ready for region play.
Yeah. So what do we expect offensively from Toombs?
They're going to run the ball, and they're going to run it really, really well. They got a big, strong, physical running back. A couple kids really back there that are big, strong, physical running backs. Quarterback is super, super athletic. They don't throw it a whole lot. They don't have to, Right. Offensive line is flat back, comes off the ball. They get after it. You can tell they're well coached. Kids on defense are in the right spot, flying around, knowing what to do. So it's really going to be. They kind of remind me of us in years past. Past couple of years when we've been successful, they kind of look like us. They're physical, they're fast, they're disciplined. It's a kind of a reflection of what we've been the past few years. So it'll be a really good opponent, and it'll be tough. But it'll be good for our kids.
Yeah. Okay, so we talked a little bit about Bradley coming back, but are there other injuries? Is anybody going to be sitting out, or are you pretty much full force with what you got?
We should be full force. We got some guys, I said, that are dealing with some nagging, I won't say injuries, some nagging hurts. There's a difference in being hurt and being injured.
Right.
Hurt means that you're uncomfortable, but you can go.
Yeah.
Injured means you can't go. So we've got everybody's going to be able to go. A few of them will be uncomfortable, but they're going to be able to get after it. But we should be good.
Yeah. What type of defense does Toombs run?
They're like us. They're 3-4. So they're kind of a mirror image, and they're going to spread it out a little bit on offense like we are.
Yeah.
So that's good with short notice on practice. That's good for both teams to be playing something they're familiar with.
Right.
So you don't just get out there and look terrible like you haven't worked on it.
Yeah.
And then, that with our kids being inexperienced, that may happen. We may get out there and we may miss a line. We may have some busts because we had 2 days to really get ready for them. But that's okay. That's just part of it. As long as we're out there and we're playing and our kids are getting after it, I think it's a positive.
Yeah, you need a week to play. You need a week, as you say, to look at some film and to work with some kids.
Definitely.
But Coach, you got a huddle. You film practices. You see your weak points. You see things that you do well. And I guess a lot of times we try to spend more time on what we need to work on rather than if we're doing it well, we're doing it well. But
I mean, you got to. Obviously, the whole point of us filming everything is to find those mistakes, to correct those mistakes, and to try and get better every week. And of course we film everything at practice. We have a drone that gets a great angle on everything, so we can really see what's going on. Because that's what practice is by definition, is to get better at what you're doing. And so, if you're not able to look and evaluate those things and make those corrections, you're not going to get better. But we have a good coaching staff. They correct mistakes, and our biggest thing this year is going to be, as we've talked about, is experience. The more experience we get, the better we're going to play. Early on, we're just very inexperienced, and it showed at times. But the more reps we get, whether we win or lose, all people want to look at is wins and losses. I get that. It don't matter to me if we're 0-3 going into region play. If we've improved, then I think we've got a shot to make a run at the playoffs.
Right.
But we could go out there and we could, which we can't because no one will want to do that. But we could try and find 3 easy wins. Teams that aren't very good, they ain't won a bunch of games, and just try and pad that schedule. But that's not that's not going to make us better.
Right.
I understand that there's a time for that where you need some confidence wins. I get that, and that's the right thing to do. But right now we've got to play quality opponents, and we've got to get experience fast because region's coming, and our kids didn't have spring practice, and they didn't go through the full summer because of all the things that went on. And had we had an experienced team coming back like last year's team, it wouldn't matter. We'd be fine.
Yeah.
With these new faces, we need to get out there and we need to take some lumps. We need to see some mistakes, and we need to have some avenue of correcting those mistakes.
Yeah, I'm sure Toombs is going to push back.
Oh, they're really, really good. They're a good football team.
Yeah. Coach, we talked a couple of times about how some of your inexperienced players have the desire to be better. They have that work ethic going on. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we got great kids. They hustle. They really, and the hardest thing, about a coach, talent you can't really help. You got some talented kids that you can develop, or you got some non-talented kids that you can just try and get as far along as you can.
Yeah.
But what we got a lot of kids who will play hard, who are very coachable, and who don't mind hitting. Even when we're not the most physical team, they don't mind hitting, and they'll fly around. If you can do that, I think that's a foundation that you can improve upon. Do we got a bunch of D1 kids on the roster? No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But we got a bunch of kids that love football, that get out there and are going to give it their all. And as long as they're doing that, I'm happy. People can fuss at me and say, West Lawrence, they're 0-2, they're down. That's fine. Blame that on me. Just say Coach McLean stinks. I'm okay with that. But don't put it on our kids. Yeah, they're inexperienced, but they're getting better and they're working hard. And to me, I'm okay with that. My win-loss record doesn't matter. I just want those kids to get better every week. If they're getting better every week, then I think there's some positive coming out of it.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Hey, we'll take another short break. We're going to be right back with Coach. Stay with us.
Quality products and installations since 1985. That's 4 Seasons. Allen's Heating and Cooling is your licensed Amana equipment dealer. Trust Allen's Heating and Cooling to install and service your heating and cooling unit. Allen services all brands, and with the purchase of a new Amana, offers a lifetime compressor warranty. Call Sean Clark or any of his friendly staff at Allen's Heating and Cooling, your Amana dealer. Amana lasts and lasts and lasts.
I'm Brad Grimes, and we invite you to join the winning team at the City of Dublin Natural Gas.
And we'll give you a free 40-gallon hot water heater. or a $400 rebate on a tankless hot water heater.
Get a $200 rebate on the natural gas furnace.
How about 0% financing for 60 months?
Plus, we'll make it easier and add it to your bill.
Take advantage of this incredible offer today. With natural gas, you'll never run out of gas again.
Natural gas is dependable.
Natural gas is half the price of electricity.
And half of the price of propane.
So stop wasting money today.
And call to fit up Dublin Natural Gas today.
At 277-5048. That's 277-5048.
Join the winning team at City of Dublin Natural Gas.
So, Coach, you still going through the process. You got kids that show up at the end of school. You got kids that have been here all day. You got the workouts at 2 different times. You got a little bit longer day working right now.
It's busy. It's 2020 is just throwing a curveball at everybody in every aspect, and I can't wait till it's over and we can get back to some normality.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, we got kids that are doing online learning, so they got to get workouts at the end of the day. We got kids that are coming, have to work film in because they're not here when we do film during 4th block weightlifting. So it's everybody's got to be flexible, you know, and that's just the world we live in right now, and it's not fun. I don't like it. I'm not happy about it, but you know, as we said earlier, you got to teach kids that, you know, sometimes in life you got to do things you don't want to do. You got to do things that you don't enjoy doing, but part of life is doing them, and that's what we're doing right now, and hopefully we can work through it.
Yeah. Coach, I want to talk about your 3 defensive linemen.
Mm-hmm.
Are they pretty strong?
You know, they are. You know, one of them, T.J. Jones, is the only returner we got coming back from last year, and he's very, very strong. You know, tough kid, plays hard, great in the weight room. You know, at nose, we've got a couple guys that are young. We've got the sophomore and a junior that are rotating in there. They're not as strong as I'd like them to be, and it's shown a little bit on Friday nights.
Yeah.
But they're getting there. But they're 10th and 11th graders. They're young kids who haven't played. And then we got another senior at the other end who's been a backup in his career, Bryson Haynes, but he's really done a good job this year and played really, really well for us. And I'm really proud of him and how he stepped in there. And sometimes, you know, the way the team works out, you may be a senior who's had to wait your turn to your senior year to get out there, and he's had to do that because he was behind some pretty good D linemen last year in Daniel Lindo and Spencer Dacus.
Yeah, man.
But you know, he works hard and he wants it, and he's done a good job for us. So, you know, D-line is not, you know, it's always been our strong point on defense. It's a work in progress this year, but they're getting better, and I'm proud of those guys.
Yeah. How about your linebackers? How you feel about that and the progress?
Yeah, well, you know, the good thing about our linebackers right now is we've only got one senior linebacker. The rest are all underclassmen.
Right.
So, you know, we've got a couple of juniors out there that are 3 or 4 juniors that are rotating in there at inside and outside linebackers. So they're progressing every day. I mean, they're going to bust some reads sometimes, and you know, they're going to mess up sometimes, but that's just that lack of experience. But they're getting better. And then the good news is all but one of them will be back next year. You know, so really we've got, we'll only lose, as far as guys that play, we'll only lose 2 of our front 7. So next year we've got to be much more formidable on the front 7 than we are right now.
Yeah. Coach, you want to see that, and you always look to the future. But we're going to look at Friday night. It's 7:30 kickoff?
Yes.
Okay. And about what time, you know, is it 30 minutes ahead for
they'll do the senior
walk?
night stuff around 7, you know, and then they'll do some other stuff to honor Leonte, obviously. So it'll be a busy Friday night. We have a lot going on, but it'll be good.
Yeah. Let's talk one more time before we leave, Coach, if you will, about the character of Coach.
Yeah, just a great kid. You know, like I said, I met him in June. You know, when we started workouts, and that was in the middle of all those COVID workouts where you can only have like a few kids at a time, and you had to do it all day long.
Yeah.
But he was always there, never missed practice, never missed a workout. And you know, he didn't always have a ride, so he was always having to get rides from other people. But he was there. You know, he would do that, and to me, that just shows a lot of want to. You know what I mean? Because football is not easy, especially our program. Our program's not easy. We've had a lot of kids since I've been here who transferred in from other schools and then quit football because it's just too hard here for them. And I get that. And I'm not going to change that. We're going to make it hard. We're going to make the weight room tough. We're going to make football tough because if we don't, we're not going to be very good. We just don't have the natural kids walking the halls where we can just show up and not practice, not lift, and just get after it, you know. Yeah. And I don't think anybody can really do that.
Does that exist?
Know? But you know, we've really got to stress that. So we really run I think a tough program. And we're going to keep doing that. And he was a kid that was always here, always about it, and loved it, just thrived in it, you know.
How about that?
And, you know, cause I've never, in my career, started a freshman on defense, I don't think. You know, I started a couple sophomores, I was nervous about it. But he was a kid that was about to be able to get some reps on defense as a freshman because he was that kind of attitude, that kind of character, and you know, I love the kid. You know, and I just, again, the tragedy isn't just the death. The tragedy is the potential that's not going to be realized on this side of heaven. You know, so we, you know, we're going to miss him.
Yeah. We'll be recognizing, like you say, Friday night. We'll be recognizing the seniors, and as you say, it's good that the team, the players want to dedicate every play the rest of the season to.
Yeah, and that don't mean we're going to go out and win every game, obviously. That just means that our kids are going to play hard. And when we're not playing hard, we're going to look back and say, what would Leonte want us to do? You know, he loved football. He loved being out here. And he does not have the opportunity to do what he loved because of a tragedy. So it would be wrong of us to go out there and to take for granted being able to do something that he so wanted to do and is no longer going to be able to do. So hopefully that'll motivate us.
Yeah. Appreciate you joining us right here on TV 35 for the West Lawrence High School Football Coaches Show. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
We're at Roach Farm and Garden, and hunting season is here. It's that time of year. Need to get your food plot going. Carry a full line of Rack Master by Pennington Seed. Wildlife mix, deer mix, peas, oats, soybeans, iron clay peas, and wheat. And for your dove hunters, Milo, sunflowers, and feed wheat. Even carry Mojo decoys. Full line of trophy feeders, gravity and spin feeders. And once you get them, you need to have something to put in them. With bulk corn, we got corn on the cob, deer feed from ADM, Antler Extreme, and 4S Draw. You will soon need something to cook all the game. We got grills, griddles, deep fryers, not to mention outdoor benches, chairs, and fire pits. Keep in mind, we got a full line of Carhartt clothes. Want to make your feet happy? Pick up a pair of boots. We got Rocky, Georgia Boot, and Twisted X. Need trail cameras or rechargeable batteries? We got Spy Point, Wild Game Innovations, Plot Watcher, and Stealth Cams. Come check us out. No time to get your minerals out in the spring? You still got time. Roach Farm and Garden carries salt blocks, mineral blocks, trophy rock, Vapple, and deer cane. Need a place to sit? We carry Millennium lock-on deer stands and tower stands from Custom Outdoors. Don't forget to pick up some Voodoo deer lure. It puts a hex on them. Come see us at Roach Farm and Garden, 2 locations, Dublin and Wrightsville.